And joining me now to talk about the ad wars and how the race for president is playing out, Matt Towery, syndicated columnist and former campaign advisor to Newt Gingrich, and Lee May, Democratic County Commissioner in suburban Atlanta's DeKalb County. So first of all, Matt, we're going to go to I want to talk about Virginia, but since we just heard the ad that was just played about it being embarrassing, are the Republicans simply destroying themselves? They're going after each other in a way you would think that the Obama administration would be going after them.
Well, there's two ways to look at it. I have been saying that they've been destroying themselves from the very beginning. When Mitt Romney first started his attacks on Newt Gingrich, and then Gingrich shot back, and now it's turned into an all-out war. At the same time, though, there's another argument to be said, and that is Mitt Romney is being tested. If he is, in fact, the presumptive nominee, which some are saying right now, he's getting a test and a taste of what he'll have from Barack Obama. And Barack Obama will come after him strong in a lot of different ways, including this. They've made it very clear with the new release they put out today, or late last evening, about his involvement in the corporate world.
Sure, and he's going to have to come off as a stronger candidate, but at the same time, there is a point where you weaken the foundation so fundamentally that there's sort of no coming back. But Lee, let me ask you, I want to talk about Virginia because this is big. Apparently, 4 candidates will not be on the ballot. Newt Gingrich, John Huntsman, Rick Perry, also Rick Santorum failed to qualify on the ballot. How do you think that is going to hurt them ultimately going into Super Tuesday?
Well, it's going to hurt them, but really it's just a matter of time. Mitt Romney is the presumptive nominee. He's really the nominee by default. He has the money. He has the organization. He still has 60 to 75% of the Republicans not wanting him. And so he's not an overwhelming majority in terms of this election. But he still has to be able to answer these critical questions regarding his history at Bain Capital. His opponents are painting him as this Gordon Gekko kind of figure of Wall Street. Right. And that is not going to hurt him as much in the primary. I think he is the presumptive nominee. But I think it's really killing him in terms of the general election. And I think President Obama is really going to take advantage of that.
Well, you know, and Matt, it's very interesting because you talk about in a blog you recently had posted, and you said South Carolina is kind of an interesting state because it's not a done deal, because you do have different parts of the South. And now there's an evangelical conference that's going on.
That's right.
There's a conservative conference that's going on. They're trying to see whether, in fact, Mitt has the juice that they need to go for him.
Yeah, really, in South Carolina, you have three places, the 3 nations of South Carolina. In the northwestern section of the state, that's heavy evangelical vote. That's where Huckabee did very well last time. The center of the state is business-oriented, and as you get down to the low country, Charlotte and those areas, Charleston, rather, in those areas, you find that people down there vote on military issues. A lot of them are retirees from the Midwest. So, no one has a lock on this. And what will happen today from the evangelist meeting, we don't know. My guess is this is going to be the tightest race. And as Newt Gingrich himself has said, if he doesn't win it, this thing's over. Mitt Romney goes on because nobody can compete in Florida. It's everything in South Carolina.
You know, it's so interesting because obviously, I think you also mentioned in your column, and that is that it's the guy who wants it most. Right now, Gingrich does seem to want it most. But what I'm left with at the end of the day is the voters, because the voters really are watching all this, and they're going to be the ones to decide, has this negativity sunk in so deeply that it's going to lose with women, that it's going to lose with Latinos, that it's going to lose with fundamental groups that Mitt will need to get?
Well, I don't think so. This is not anything new to politics. In South Carolina, it's overwhelmingly negative every election. And Republicans, again, they do love to fight each other. They'll move on. The problem is this, going into the general election again, with President Obama focusing on jobs, with this unemployment number that is decreasing. But you look at South Carolina, you look at Nevada, you look at Florida.
High unemployment.
Very
high
well
unemployment.
Over the
and that's going to be the
key.
That's going to be the key. So it's very interesting. And obviously we watch this state by state by state to see how it plays out.
Yes.
Gentlemen, we could go in so many different directions right now. Unfortunately, we've got to wrap it. Thank you so much, Lee May, Matt Towery, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.